Good morning, everyone, and thank you to the Patchogue-Medford Library's presentation of Lunar New Year cooking. We're here with Chef Fiona from Yum Yum Dumplings in Centereach, and she is going to show us 3 delicious meals, and I'm going to pass it over to her. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you some delicious dumplings called shrimp, pork, and chive fillings, and another homemade dish called kung pao chicken. It's a little bit sweet, sour, spicy dish. It's very popular. And another traditional Chinese dish, scrambled egg with tomato. So to kick things off, I'm going to show you in Chinese cooking, we always start with a lot of, sorry, my camera. Okay, so a lot of scallion, ginger, and garlic. These are always the main ingredients in Chinese cooking. So first thing first, I'm just going to cut some scallions, the leaves. Alright, so these little scallions, you can put them pretty much in everything, in soups, some filling, some stir fries. It's always a good garnish. Alright. We'll cut them into little circles and put them away. And then the garlic, just slice the garlics. Into little small pieces. You can use garlic powder too, but I always prefer fresh garlic. And then just for some of the garlic, I'm going to put in the dumpling filling. For that reason, some of the garlic, I'm going to cut them I'm going to smash them into really, like, you can barely taste it. Like dice them into little pieces. So I can put it in the ground pork so they're the same texture. Just a little bit garlic, not much. Alright, so we're done with the garlic, and then some ginger. Same thing with the ginger. Some of the ginger, I'll slice them into pieces. Just for the garlic, for the stir fries, I'll use them. And I'll use a little bit garlic, smash them into almost like ground up. And then so I can put it in the ground meat, like ground pork. Alright, so I'll put the ginger away. These are the garlic and ginger. I'll put a little bit of scallion here. So these are for my ground pork. That's part of the pork and chive and shrimp filling dumplings. So I'll put that away. Okay, now, so I got some fresh ground pork here. What I do is I put these little treasures, put them in here, mix it up. Alright, so these are the ground pork and scallion and delicious ginger and garlic mixed together. And then next time I'm going to put soy sauce, so a little bit soy sauce. Just a little bit of salt. And then just a tiny drop of sesame oil. All right. And then I'll mix it up. All right, mix it up good so all the flavors can kick in. All right, so this is part of the pork dumpling filling that we're going to put it in the little wrappers like these. Last time I checked, they have it in Target. You could get them at Target. Okay, and then next step is the shrimp. I got the medium-sized shrimp. These are $40.50 a count per pound, I believe. All right, usually in traditional Chinese New Year tradition, we make the wrappers ourselves from dough. But nowadays, you can just buy them because they're already made, so it's so much easier. So now I get one wrapper. So I'll just show you, put them in the wrapper. Put these little, about 1 spoon, not much. 1 spoon of the mix in here, and then I'll put 1 shrimp in here, and then wrap it up. And I'm going to need a little bit of water to make them stick together. 1 second. All right, so I got a little bit water. So I got everything in here in the wrapper. What I do is I dip a little water around the dough. All right, so they could stick. Usually I fold them up like this. 1, 2, 3 on the left, and 1, 2, 3 on the right. So, and then give it a nice squeeze. So this one dumpling, that's done. And then I just keep going. You could put a little bit more pork, less shrimp, or more shrimp, less pork. It's to your own liking. Usually I just put 1 shrimp in each dumpling and about half a spoon or 1 spoon of the pork filling together. Wrap it in here. Or sometimes, if it's too hard for you to fold the dumplings to put them together, you can do this. All right, you can do this. Dip it a little bit. All right, shrimp. And we could just glue the edge together like this. That won't be too hard. So that's still a dumpling, but it just doesn't require too much work. Just glue it together. Almost like I would say a ravioli or whatever you want to call it. But it's just a nice little wrapper with delicious fillings in it. Alright, so I'll just make one more. And that's it for my dumplings. I'll put my dumplings away, and then when the water is boiling, I'll put some water on the stove. When the water is boiling, I'm just going to throw these in and let it cook. Alright. Okay, the dumplings are set aside to wait to jump in the water. And then next step, I'm going to do a scrambled egg with tomato. That's a very common dish in China. Almost everyone eats it. Okay, so I'm going to put about 4 or 5 eggs. I do 5 eggs right now. And then I'll just, and then I'll just mix the egg together. Oh, scrambled egg, you know what I mean. Usually this is like a lunch or dinner dish, but you know, my husband's like, oh, here in America we eat eggs like that in the morning. I'm like, okay, that could be your breakfast. All right, so I mixed the egg nice and good. Put a little bit salt in there, just a little bit. All right, so that's done. I'll put it away. And then I got 2 tomatoes. All right, so I'll just cut the tomato. All right, so I'll slice the tomato up into little thin slices. All right, so these are all ready. When I do the scrambled egg and tomato, I put scallions in it. That's the only that's pretty much the only ingredient I will use for the scrambled egg and tomato. Okay, so that's done. I'll put that aside. These are all the prep. So people are saying Chinese food, you use 1 hour to prep and 10 minutes to cook. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. All right, so I'm going to clean this board real quick and I'll be back.
If anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the chat box. I'll be monitoring it throughout the program. I also put in some information about upcoming programs in there.
All right, so next step, I'm starting to prep for the kung pao chicken. All right, so for the kung pao, of course, we got some chicken breast. All right, I dice them up into bite-sized cubes. Just like that. All right, so that's one. So kung pao is popular because of its very balanced taste. It's popular because it's sweet, sour, and spicy at the same time, and it has a little bit kick. So every time you go to a restaurant in China, I remember when I was in China, when you don't know what to eat, people always suggest kung pao chicken. All right. So I'm cutting this chicken breast. All right, these are all done. I'll put that away. Okay. All right, so I just cleaned this cutting board again. So next time I'm gonna cut some green and red, so it looks a little bit nice for the kung pao. So the color is balanced. I got green pepper and red pepper. Same way, cut them into cubes. All right, so put that away. All right, so this is the prep for kung pao. So now I have chicken breast, red pepper, green pepper, and then I have scrambled egg, tomato. All right, so these are, and then I'm gonna need some dried chili peppers. These are for the kung pao, for the spicy part. All right, and I have my dumplings ready. Now, first up, I'm gonna boil my dumplings. Okay. All right, so on the stove, have the water boiling. All right, so wait for the water to be full-blown boiling. Then you dump. I got a tongue too, just in case it sticks to the bottom. All right, so then you throw these in. All right, like little frogs going in the water, jumping. All right, so stir it up. It's boiling. All right, so since there's pork and shrimp in it, we'll give it about 2 minutes to boil, to cook itself, both the skin and the filling. So when they fully cook, about 2 minutes, then you could just take them out. These are steamed dumplings, or you can call them boiled dumplings. It's the same thing. And then in the meantime, I have a pan ready. Usually we do it on the wok, but today the chef is not here. I don't want to mess with the wok, so I'll just use a pan. It's the same outcome. So I put the flame on. So first of all, you let the pan heat up a little bit. So we always say when you cook, you want hot pan, cold oil. All right, so you let the pan heat up, like nice and burning almost. That's what the chef told me. All right, I have some vegetable oil here. I'm waiting on side. All right, while I'm waiting, I'm just gonna get the ingredients for the kung pao. All right, so for the ingredients for the kung pao, just bear with me for 1 second. I need to get a bowl again. Okay, so all right, so for the kung pao, the sauce is the key. Okay. All right, so for the kung pao, I need 1, 2, 2.5 spoon of soy sauce. Okay, and then 1.5 spoon of vinegar, black vinegar. If you don't have black vinegar, white vinegar is fine too, but not as good as the black vinegar. All right, so some salt.
I want to make it for you guys, but
Just a little bit salt. You don't need too much because the soy sauce is salt itself. And then 1 spoon of sugar.
very interesting.
Right?
You can buy the dumpling itself.
Mix it up.
Target. And mommy likes them steamed, which she.
And an extra thing we need.
But she used ground.
It's called oyster sauce. All right. These are thick, nice and thick oyster sauce. You might get them from Stop and Shop or somewhere, or go to an Asian grocery store. You could get them. It's oyster sauce. All right. So I'm gonna need 1 spoon of oyster sauce. 1
She's got scrambled eggs. This is
tablespoon.
Chung
All right,
pao
mix
chicken.
it up.
So it's tomatoes, chicken, peppers, scrambled eggs, and sauce.
And then we have the spicy
And
part
chili.
is the dry peppers.
Try. Oh, yes, Mommy put them. Oh, that's very good. Good job, Susie. Are you
All
going
right,
out there
at
with
the
this?
same time, I think the dumplings are done. I'm going to get the dumplings out.
My mic is off.
So are you making this? I'm going to make chili and stuff tonight. This tomorrow.
Chili with what
All
meat?
right, so these are the dumplings I just made.
Those
Looking
are the
nice.
dumplings. I can make a vegetable dumpling.
Okay.
All right.
There's no way she
So
left
for
that.
kung pao, we have the sauce ready.
She said
On
put
top of all the things I mixed together,
hot, cold oil. I'll get the
I
pot
need
out.
peppercorn. I'll get some peppercorn. All right, peppercorns look like this. They are very numbing. That's give you the spicy and numb part. This is part of the spicy. So when you want spicy, you don't want only spicy. You want a little bit kick. So this is where the kick comes from. We'll throw it in with the dry peppers. All right, looks like I got everything ready. If you want, you can also put some chili oil at the end. That's optional. All right, let me get the camera ready. I'm gonna put it next to the block. All right, so looks like the pan is nice and hot. Put it over here will be better. Okay. All right, so the pan is nice and hot. I can see some flame coming out. I just splashed some oil on it. A little bit. It's coming. All right, so I'll just lower the flame so it doesn't burn all the way. So now it's nice and hot. Okay, so I'll just put what I just cut before. Ginger, scallion, and some sliced garlic. All right, everything's in here. So I'll just let it saute. Okay, so when the flavor's all kicked in, I'm gonna put the chicken breast I just cut in there. All right, so these are the chicken breasts. All right, I'm on low heat right now. So put a little bit more oil. Put the heat on medium. right, now is the main sauce coming. All right, the sauce we just put together. All right, I'm gonna dump that right in. And then we're gonna put the heat on medium again. Let everything sink in. All right, everything is nicely sauteed. Flavors all kicked in. The last step is the peppers. All right, these are the red and green peppers. So it's not only look nice, but also tastes nice. All right, everything is kicked in. For the last 30 seconds, I'll give it a grand finale. I'll put the heat on high and stir it all the way. Okay. Smells nice. All right, now I'm shutting the heat. It's coming out. All right. Nicely done. All right, Kung Pao chicken it is.
Up to the egg.
All right, I'm gonna put that on the side, and I'm gonna wash the pan, and I'll start the scrambled egg and tomato. All right, here's our next step. We'll put the heat on. Then I'm gonna wipe all the water away. All right, so dry the pan up. Okay, so for the scrambled egg and tomato is nice and easy. You just scramble the egg and you put the tomatoes in there. All right, nice and hot. Remember, hot pan, cold oil. That's how you cook. Put the oil in there. Since you're scrambling egg, you're gonna put a little bit more oil. All right, and on medium. All right, I got my egg already. Drop it right in. Letting it fully cooked. That's when you start scrambling. We want good chunks of eggs, not all scattered eggs. We want like nice chunks. All right, this egg is almost done. We'll dump the tomatoes in. Right here, all the tomatoes. And then I'm gonna need a little bit of water so that the egg doesn't get burned. Water. All right, now it's sinking in. I put a little bit of water in there. Now I will add a little bit of salt to give it flavor. And I'll put a little bit of sugar in there too to balance the flavor. Usually I like when the tomato is all the way melted. So that needs a little bit more time. Melted and cooked. So it gives out a nice little juice. So when I eat rice with it, it's flavorful. Okay, so now I just scatter some scallions in there. Yeah, so for tomato and scrambled egg, like I said, I don't put any garlic or ginger in it. But if you really like, you could put ginger and scallion in it. But I just don't like to ruin the egg and tomato flavor. Usually, I put a lot of ginger in meat-related stir fries, so it's not too meaty. All right, so that looks like it's almost done because the tomato is almost dissolved with the egg. Okay, looks like it's done. So I'm shutting the heat. I'm getting a plate. All right, so looks like my lunch is all done. I'll bring it to the table. Okay, so here I have scrambled egg and tomato. A kung pao. Kung Pao. Alright, and my dumplings.
Right here.
Alright, so nice and hot. Alright, so chicken, Kung Pao, scrambled egg and tomato, and some dumplings. And these are the usual Chinese homemade meals. All right, so anybody has any questions?
It looks delicious. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't see anything in the chat box, but feel free if anybody joining us has a question for Fiona. We have a thank you so far.
You're welcome.
No questions? Now you said you're going to send us the recipes, right? So if anybody who's attended, if I don't have your email address on your registration, you can send us an email at communityengagement@pmlib.org, and we'll be sure to share that with you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It looks good. I'm hungry.
I'm about to eat these now.
Okay, it doesn't look like we have any questions.
All right.
Thank you, Fiona. Enjoy.
You're welcome. Thank you. Everybody has a nice Chinese New Year and Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too.
Uh-huh.
Okay, have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.